Hi there, Dan Northcutt here at the American Dream Company. It is October 2016, and I want to talk to you today about a little secret you don't hear too often that real estate agents don't voluntarily talk about, and that is failed listings. That's right, there's a number of listings that fail to sell. And there's various reasons for that. So I want to talk to you about that because after doing a statistical analysis, I've determined that here we're heading into the last quarter of 2016. Year to date, 20% of the homes that I've been looking at in San Diego have failed to sell. They've either expired, withdrawn, or canceled. And bad news for the sellers. And so I want to give you some tips. Some quick tips, some ways to help avoid having your listing fail to sell. Now, the first thing I want to talk to you about is the first impression. Critical, super critical that you have an excellent first impression. When buyers are out looking at homes these days, today they have more information available to them than ever before. They know how many days on market your home has been listed. They know if it's been listed before and then failed and then can come back on the market. So they have a tremendous amount of information available to them. When I'm showing homes, I work with both buyers and sellers. My philosophy is that if I'm working with buyers, it makes me a better listing agent. If I'm working with sellers, it makes me a better buyer's agent. I love to work with both. And I can tell you, when I'm out showing homes, buyers will always ask me two things when we're looking at a home, and all of a sudden I can tell. I can tell the physiology on a buyer when they walk into a house and they look, and that smile that comes across their face, the way their body relaxes, the way they look at the home. It's within 10, 15 seconds I can tell there's a good chance that they're going to want to make an offer. They'll always ask me two questions. Number one, they'll look at me and say, "Hey Dan, how much is this one listed for again?" I'll tell them, say $550,000. They always ask me this right after that. Always. It never fails. How long's it been listed? Why do you think they're asking that? Because the longer it's been listed, the softer they think that price is. So it's super important for you as a seller to make sure you price your home properly going into the listing so that the home will sell quickly. Now, this is a critical point. A lot of times people like to think, oh, you're just a real estate agent. You want to sell the house quick just to get your commission. Not true. I know it's not true for me, and I know it's not true for most real estate agents. Most real estate agents really want to do a good job for you, and they want to get you the most amount of money. But choosing that price is absolutely critical. We do a very detailed analysis to determine the right price to list your home because we want it to sell quickly. The sooner it sells, the less time it's on the market, the firmer, the higher the offers are going to be. It's proven fact. So listing property, huge. And back to the first impressions, and this is really important, and this is totally in your control. When I'm showing homes to buyers, the adjective I hear most frequently on homes that people like, that they want to make an offer on, get ready for this. This is a golden nugget. Clean. They want to see, for some reason, something happens in their brain. When they see something clean, I think that they're thinking deep down inside, maybe subconsciously, they're thinking, if the house is clean, it must be well maintained. If it's well maintained, well taken care of, it must be in good shape. Other buyers are going to want to come by and buy this too. They make good offers, or maybe we have multiple offers. And when I'm working with sellers, that gives us a lot of leverage. It gives us a lot of power. It gives us the ability to keep that price up, maybe even push it up a little bit higher, or get better terms for you as the seller. So first impressions, hugely important. Cleanliness, giant. So when your first impression of a home buyer, of course, is going to be when they pull up in their car. They pull up on the street, they look across the street, they look at your house. You want to make sure that the house looks and shows great. Touching up paint, trim paint, important. I think that if you see cracked, peeling paint, wood that isn't covered well, it automatically, before you even walked in the house, you're thinking, oh man, this house, maybe it's not maintained that well. What's wrong with the plumbing? What's wrong with the electrical stuff? What's wrong with the stuff I don't even see? And you haven't even been in the house yet. Huge first impression. Buyers want to see something that's easy to maintain but looks beautiful, something that they can be proud of. They're going to know before they even get out of their car. So give your house a good look from a buyer's perspective. Think like a buyer. think, how does it look as far as neat, clean, and low maintenance? And at the same time, in here in San Diego, really important that it be low waterscape, not a lot of water. People don't want to be, buying a lot of water these days, and probably we won't be for a very long time, maybe forever. So low waterscape is important. But that being said, don't get so frugal that you stop watering and you have a brown, ugly front yard. I think it's more important if you're trying to get your house sold to make sure it looks lush, clean, alive. You want the plants to look great. Maybe think about feeding them, get them, some a good fertilizer, get them looking healthy. Water a little bit more than maybe you have been. Have that front yard looking great, including the trim, the windows. Make sure they're clean. Clutter inside the windows. Get that stuff out of there. Another point I want to make is that what you're trying to do is paint a picture for a buyer that this is a lifestyle, a change in lifestyle for them. So they're uprooting themselves. They're looking to buy a new home in a new neighborhood, and they are going to literally uproot their entire life and transplant it, hopefully, into your home. And what they're going to be looking for is something that they can see themselves in easily, something that they is an upgrade. Generally speaking, buyers want to upgrade, get into something nicer, something that they feel like it's going to be easier to keep clean, that it's going to have less clutter, that it's going to feel and look good, and just give them a sense of what their life is going to be after they move into the home. So that being said, I really want you as a seller to give serious consideration to decluttering to the point it hurts. Get rid of all of the clutter you possibly can think of. Now, we're in my office. I can see all kinds of clutter. Here's a great example of what you don't want your shelves to look like. Countertops, especially in the kitchen and bathroom, declutter. Get as much stuff off there as possible. You want a buyer to walk into the kitchen and go, wow, look at all of that counter space. It would be so easy to walk into a kitchen and work in a place that has lots of counter space. So take all the stuff off the countertops, put it away. This may be a process, during the showing time. It could be a couple of weeks, could be a couple of months, but it's going to be well worth your effort because it's going to pay off big as far as offer prices. So declutter, get the countertops clean. Put the toaster away. Maybe you leave the coffee maker out, but that's about it. Everything else you want to put it away. The refrigerator, get all of the artwork off there, all of the magnets, get that thing decluttered. You want to show, help a buyer be able to see themselves in it. Personal pictures, I really like to recommend that, you're going to be moving, right? Go ahead and start packing now and start with your personal pictures. A lot of times buyers, and like I told you, I walk into houses with a lot of buyers, and a lot of times they get hung up on the personal photographs and they're not even seeing the house anymore. So get your personal photographs out of there. Help a buyer see themselves, their families, their family's photographs, or at least don't have yours in the way to where it's distracting. If you have too much furniture, maybe it's time to ask a friend or family member if you could store some furniture at their place. Maybe this isn't the best idea, but maybe you put it in your garage for a little while. We want the garage to look nice too, but you want that first impression to be great. So decluttering, getting rid of a lot of furniture, making sure there's lots of space. Light. Buyers love light. So clean, declutter, light, and bright. Think about all the senses. There's also, the way it looks, the way it smells. It's got to smell good, at least not smell bad. Okay. So really important that your house smell good, look good, sound good. If there's a way to maybe put some soft music on when it's being shown, it's really helpful. I would say those are probably the biggest things that they don't cost you anything to declutter. You may want to rent a storage unit if that's possible. I'm happy to come in and give you a personal analysis, give you my personal opinion, what I would do if I was working with you. There's no cost, no obligation. You're not obligated to work with me if I do that. I'm happy to do that. I enjoy going into homes, looking at homes, and talking to people that are looking to buy or sell a home, and offer some strategies that I've seen that have worked really, really well. So in the thought of the number of failed listings. And if you're looking to list your home, I'd love to see you get it sold for the most amount of money. I'd love to be the one to help you with that. But super important that it's a team effort. You as a seller, you got to do your part. You got to declutter. You may have to rent some space, put some furniture away, make sure that that place looks great, that things that aren't working, you get fixed. Squeaky doors, fix them. And like I said, I'm happy to come in and talk to you, take a tour through your house and give you some recommendations. But I just can't tell you enough how important it is to declutter, clean, look good, smell good, have bright sunshine coming into homes. That really makes a difference. And if you don't catch anything except for this one little nugget, remember, when a buyer walks into a house and they get that feeling like, wow, this is it, the one adjective they use more often than any, clean. It's clean. For some reason, that really resonates, and I think that it goes deeper than simply a clean house. I think that it truly means to them the house is well maintained, and it's a good house. So keep that in mind. Please feel free to call me. Excuse me. Call me, text me, email me. Let me know if there's if you'd like me to come in and help you with some tips. And oftentimes we make recommendations to our sellers that don't cost them a penny. It does take some effort. Sometimes it takes a week or two. Everyone's got a busy lifestyle, but it's well worth it, I promise. Thank you so much. Have an awesome day.